morning. Today is December 24th, 2024. I'm driving out of my driveway, neighborhood, going to the gym. Today's Christmas Eve, so I'm going to take today off from work and tomorrow. Spend the time with family and obviously enjoy Christmas. Also reflection around my year and the past couple of days. For some context, yesterday I was put in one of the most tumultuous, difficult, stressful situations I've ever been in the back end with my agency. It really tore me apart in the beginning because I feel very much for my clients and they care about our relationships, but some of them, it was being jeopardized. Essentially, what happened was a lead for one of my clients in the North Dallas-Fort Worth area. One of their leads was generated in southern Oklahoma. And we have a client in southern Oklahoma who services like that entire area, right? So what we did by protocol is this lead that was generated for the Texas client was 2 hours away from where they're located. So by protocol, we normally disqualify that lead and we would give it to one of our other clients. So that's what we did. So we booked it for the Oklahoma client. What ended up happening is the lead called the Texas client, and the Texas client actually ended up like accepting that lead. Normally they don't drive that far into Oklahoma, but they can because it seemed like a pretty good lead to them, so they were willing to drive there. So what we ended up doing was canceling it on our Oklahoma's system and rebooking it on our Texas system. But the Oklahoma client said, no, this lead is actually mine. And he got very, very adamant that the lead belonged to him because he had his area under area exclusivity. And it was very surprising to me because I didn't take this client to be it's a little bit difficult, and he even threatened to terminate the contract because he's like, oh, I thought you only did one service per area. The thing is, this lead didn't come from his campaign. It also wasn't in my control that the lead was generated outside of Facebook's targeted area because it wasn't on me. And the lead called back my client and they got in contact, and then my client was the one who decided, oh, I actually do accept this lead. And my ISA did this all on his own without my input, so it was a little bit of a miscommunication error as well, and just chance. It wasn't about the integrity of and my respect of his border, of his service area, and so I had to convey that to him while figuring out a solution that's fair for everyone. And what we ended up doing was just canceling the lead on our Texas client's end. She took it much more, much better. I don't think she was as angry as our Oklahoma client was. And Matthew and Mom, I told them when they came home from the gym, it was evening yesterday, and they helped me draft up really good things to say, to send, to call my Texas client what to say, and what to text with my Oklahoma client, send a voice note. But anyways, I got it resolved. It was really, really hard to solve, but it did test me. It tested my problem-solving skills, grew my problem-solving skills, my skills around persuasion, communication, understanding, empathy, framing, and generally understanding how to deal with a difficult conversation. And I think as a result, I grew so much. And so here's kind of where I wanted to convey the story, and my main, I think, takeaway outside of just this business context and this situation. I obviously grew in a way that would be benefit for my business from now on. From now on, we'll take our area exclusivity in this way for clients in this particular situation. Like, that's great. But what I think I benefited the most out of this experience was how I dealt with how I felt after I solved the situation. It may be different for other people, but for me, at least, I have a tendency to overthink and still think about the past, even though it's been done, and like kind of replay that in my head, even though I've already figured out a solution. And so after I solved this problem, I went on a walk. Very, very helpful, just the walk in and of itself. But what I did was, I remembered the Bible verse, Philippians 4:6-7. It says, "Do not be anxious in anything, but in everything, through prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, make your requests known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and minds." So when I remembered that, I was like, okay, so what can I do to what can I be thankful for in this situation? And so I prayed. I was like, God, thank you for giving me this test. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to grow in my relationship with my clients, and also to test my communication skills. I started thanking God for the situation, and most importantly, like, how I was able to recognize that his validation matters more than if both of my clients left me as a result of the situation. That if I put God first and I love him first, that's what brings me peace, and that's what I can rest and assurance. So I thanked him for that. And I also prayed for a few things. I was like, God, I pray that you close any doors of negative thoughts that come from the situation that might plague me, because sometimes I can get a negative loop pattern. So help me close that. Help me get your peace. And joy that comes with, that is referenced in this verse, right? So I did that, walked a little bit more, I felt better, and then I sat on the curb and I did this mindfulness meditation, that Medito. I've done a lot of reps in that has taught me the meditation app Medito. This app, I think I'm starting to see the fruits of how it profoundly changes the way I view myself and the way I can change my state of being in a positive manner, in a non-judgmental manner. So here's the key insight that I embodied in this situation to grow, is understanding what it means to be fully in the present moment. I began to understand that the emotions I was feeling, the thoughts that I was thinking, the what ifs and what could have happened, and thank goodness this didn't happen, and this is actually what happened. Like, all of these thoughts that just popped into my mind about this specific situation, I learned that I shouldn't push them away. I shouldn't judge them. I shouldn't be trying to push them down or force them or feel any sort of attachment to these thoughts and feelings, but I should fully embrace and accept them as part of the present moment and let them pass, because it was crazy. It was crazy how quick it actually ended up passing. When I realized this, I was like, okay, fully embrace and parse what you're feeling. Like you feel some anxiety, you feel some stress, you feel some guilt, shame, a little bit of burden. I like fully embraced those emotions. Like I didn't try to push them down deeper into like my mind or my psyche, but I lifted them. I didn't even do anything. I just let them be as an impartial observer. Like I'm watching the clouds passing by. I'm sitting at the bay of a river, and I just see the river going by, and I was just seeing the thoughts, feelings, emotions, images just floating by, and then they passed, and then I'm still in the present. I'm still focusing on what I'm feeling now, and what I felt at that point was peace. Nothing. Like nothing anxious, nothing worried. Like I fully embraced that, and at that moment I was bewildered. I was profoundly changed from the inside, and my awareness about the situation. It's so simple. It could just be summarized in the statement of fully embracing the present moment, fully being in the present moment, right? But actually understanding, practically applying what that actually means, it's so profound. And so here's my lesson. I just parked into the Lifetime parking lot, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But the antidote, just from my previous experiences, what I believe and have come to learn about the antidote to stress, worry, and anxiety are 3 steps: prayer, gratitude, and being fully present in the moment. Doing these 3 things significantly impacted the way I felt and understood about reality in the world and the way I viewed the world. And I think I'm better as a result. So that was my lesson. So many nuggets. I'm growing a lot from the past week, and I know in the next few days as well to come. So Elijah Kim, out.